positive. We really strong. Coming off a tough loss last night, we bounced back tonight with a huge win. So I like where we are going into this road trip.
You seem to get CJ involved really early on. Were you trying to kind of get him involved and kind of let the game come to you a little bit to start?
I mean, he was running the floor in transition. So I was kicking the ball ahead to him. He had a few shots, and coming off flares and pin downs, they were losing him. So I kept hitting him because he was open and he was making shots. And I saw that our ball movement, off-ball things, flares and pin downs, back screens, all that stuff was what gave them trouble. So all the plays that I called, I tried to stick to that, and we separated ourselves from them by doing that.
Dane, how good was it to see the ball going for
Allen? I mean, he could probably tell you better than I can, but even when, he had a little bit of a shooting slump, whenever he shot the ball, I think everybody on our team felt the ball was going in. But it's a long season. You can't shoot the way he was shooting to start the season, the entire season. So I'm glad that he had a night like this towards the end of the season so he can just get back rolling.
Ed says it wasn't retaliation, but do you appreciate when people kind of stick up for you after, Jason Smith got you with a kind of a tough offensive foul?
I mean, anytime your big is willing to stick up for you, you know that there's a bond there and there's a respect level, and he has my back. But I don't think it was that type of play, honestly. But I mean, the pick on me, I was moving fast, and I felt like he kind of backed into my side, and I've had that happen before, and I felt like my ribs was broke, so I didn't like it. But me and him spoke after the game. And he said he didn't mean anything, and I told him I just got caught up in the moment, and that was that. But, that's the kind of guy Ed is. He going to do whatever he needs to do for the team, and instead of him giving up a layup, he took a foul.
Dane, can you explain the importance of this upcoming trip?
It's huge. The level of competition at the time of the season that is coming, where we are in the standings, all tough games. So, once again, it's men only.
15 double-doubles. You're the first Blazer guard to do that in almost 20 seasons. What does that mean to you as becoming a more complete player?
I think it's just the game slowing down for me, becoming a better playmaker, trusting guys, understanding play calling. Coach Stotts allows me to call the game pretty much the entire game. I call the plays. Seeing a guy get hot, putting him in position to make plays, reading the defense. I think it's time. It's my fourth year. I've had the ball in my hands a lot. I've seen just about every coverage. I've seen just about every defense. So at some point, you got to be able to pick the defense apart.
Yeah, first half you only had 2 field goal attempts. So how did you take the playmaking on your own shoulders?
Just trust it. I just trusted the game. In the second half, a few plays broke down. I got a couple layups. CJ drove in one time. I ended up open. I hit a 3. Then they went zone. I got a couple looks from 3. I made one. It was just the flow of the game. I just trusted the game. I think we were up 20 at halftime, and I had only shot the ball 2 times, so I didn't want to try to force anything. I just wanted to keep playing to what was working for us. So that was it.
Over the last week and a half, I think the general consensus is you guys have kind of slipped a little bit on defense.
Yeah.
Have you noticed anything within you guys that getting a little irritated at that slippage, or?
I mean, it's a little bit frustrating because we played at such a high level defensively for a long span of time. But it's normal. It's hard to be at that level for an entire season. If we could do it for an entire season, we would be the Golden State Warriors. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it's a part of growth. Understanding that when you do things like that, you win games. When you have slippage, you have the kind of losses that we've had, and we've got to make that us. Being consistently at that level.
Do you feel like you guys have made any progress in the last 2-3 days?
I do. I think it says a lot about our team that we can have that slippage and have a game like last night, and we come back today the next day and we get right. It was a huge game. We could easily came out here and had another bad defensive showing because they had so many guys hurt. But we came out, locked in, and did what we had to do.